Thank you so much, APA, for the interview. I genuinely want to ask your opinion on the game, and if you could run us through what went wrong in the game.
To be honest, I'm not totally sure what went wrong. Like, we got off to a very good start. We killed, what's his name, Xiaohu mid. We got dragon stacking going. I think we got second grubs, I believe. I kind of trolled a little bit, died mid lane, and then honestly we just had some really good fights from like 10 to 15 minutes. And then, to be honest, I just need to look back at the game because it was a very long and tiring game. So yeah, I'm sure there are some mistakes. Like the immediate one that comes to mind is when I tried to solo kill Xiaohu on the side, and I like tried to flash over his Orion ulti, and I didn't. Yeah, I'm not totally sure what went wrong, but that game was definitely ours, as I would describe it.
Yeah, on fresh mind, is there anything about today that you would like to improve on? Either personally or as a team.
I think just the immediate thing is like there are a few points in this game today and yesterday's games where like I had for just the game in my hands pretty much, and then I would commit, but I would not like success on those plays. So just immediately I would look at to improving those plays.
Mm-hmm. I know that coming into Worlds, there are a lot of negative comments from fans about the final games of LCS season. How do you and your team navigate through that in preparation for Worlds?
I just don't look at it. Yeah, I didn't look at anything yesterday. I'm probably not going to look at anything today. So yeah, I just don't look at it.
What about the preparation for the next match? You're probably going to go against either, I'm just going to look at the other teams, T1, PNG, Fnatic, GAM, or PSG and Mad Lion. Is there anyone that thinks pops up?
Don't face anyone. I think we've had, like I don't want to cope here because we did lose twice, but I do think we've had two tough opponents. I think we've had competitive games with two tough opponents. So going into any of the OTU teams, I would be very confident that we can win. But we always say as a team still have like some weaknesses.
I know you said before that you had the games in your hand, and I had an interview with Inspired, I think yesterday, and he said that it's really tough for NA teams to prepare for Worlds because the teams that you have to scrim against in NA are very few compared to when you go to Europe or an international team. Yep. Is that also your opinion?
No, of course. Like we had a big discussion as a team yesterday about some of our gameplay, and Core, who is our shot caller, was describing it as like, when you face like the really weak teams in NA, the Digitosses, the Immortals, you have like 30 seconds to like plan out a play and like decide what you're going to do, see if you're going to fight, if not fight, trade or whatever. But then on the international stage, you generally just have like 3 seconds because no one shows on vision. Like all these teams are super quick at snap engaging. Yeah, so I would agree with the sentiment. Like it's pretty hard to prepare because you just get, like you face so much better opponents, and then they have just better game plans. They're a lot more decisive.
What would you think is the factor that NA lacks, like as a general ecosystem, compared to the other region in that sense?
Well, I think there are good players in NA, or like if you even want to extend it to EU. I think
I can elaborate more on that
sure.
if you want. I was talking to Inspired. Well, actually, he mentioned the fact that in NA there isn't a really established tier 2 ecosystem that helps players from the region grow into more teams, which top teams can scrim against.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it does come down to just like straight up practice, like between scrims and then solo queue and all that. And I mean, generally it's just like, it is lacking compared to especially Korea and China.
And instead, like looking forward to Worlds, is there expectation that you see others putting on yourself that you would like, to comment on?
Sorry, I don't understand the question.
Yeah, so basically you and Team Liquid and FlyQuest are the only two teams from NA remaining in the competition, and there are a lot of, as we told just about, Western teams relying on you and the LEC teams for the competition. Do you feel like the weight of those expectations on your shoulder?
No, to be honest, no, not really.
No, it's fine. What about the meta, though?
What about?
What about the fact that, the meta difference from play-ins in Swiss stage is affecting, a lot of, draft systems?
Honestly, I think our drafts are fun. To be honest, I'm not sure if anyone knows the meta right now. I think there was very clearly 3 different scrim bubbles, the Korean scrim bubble, the Chinese scrim bubble, and then just everyone who was in play-ins and everyone who bootcamped in Europe. So all those scrim metas are just clashing. So I'm not sure if anyone even knows the meta. Everyone can feel what's strong. We just don't know what's necessarily the best and what beats the best.
I know that moving forward you cannot reveal, secret picks or stuff like that. But do you have a game plan? I know that you're going to, talk about today with the team soon. Do you have a game plan that you maybe want to implement with the team for the next match?
Off the top of my head, no. I still need to look back at the games, and I'm sure all of us are going to look back at the games 50 times and see hey, we fucked up here, hey, we did this really good here, etc., etc. So no, black and white game plan. But I'm sure we'll all give each other feedback as the day goes on, and I'm not totally sure when we play next, but up until now and then, I'm sure we'll give each other a lot of feedback. And in tournaments like these, it's very hard to change players or teams. So it's mostly just you just have to genuinely straight up band-aids on whatever issue you have. So, if I'm lacking in some place, Spawn might go to Impact or Impact or Umpty or whoever and be hey, APA sucks at this, you guys need to do this better. Or someone else sucks at something, I can do something better.
You seem very confident, and you said you're putting a band-aid on that, and it feels like you have a mental resilience to move forward into the competition without really looking, at negative comments like we said before. Is there anything that either your teammates or your staff helps you with to improve that kind of mentality?
To be honest, it just I can't speak for my teammates, but at least for my mental resilience, I think it just comes down to my past experiences. My previous Worlds experience was not that good. My team very much went to boom to one actually in a very similar state to us right now. But to be honest, I think it's literally just experience.
So isn't there anything that you, tell yourself or to yourself? Yeah, just last 2 questions. We can skip to the last question because otherwise I'll get my intro off. Coming to international stage, there is always, a lot more fans coming to cheer you on, either online or new fans from other regions. Is there anything about yourself that they don't know about that you would like to share? It could be anything.
I'm not sure what they know or don't know.
I can tell you that Sniper said that he's watching Game of Thrones for the first time, and he asked me if I knew what Game of Thrones was.
To be honest, I'm not really that interesting of a person. I kind of just play League all day. I don't for example, I don't really watch shows like Sniper. I just play League 24/7. That's all I do. I think the only real message I can have to the fans is don't lose hope. Obviously, it sucks to go down to 2, but I'm not considering us out. We're definitely not out yet. So going forward, I think we'll be okay.
Well, thank you so much for your time.